Hey guys, this is a bit of a special episode. Today is November 3rd. What is that saying that they say?
It's US elections, mate.
What do they say?
3rd of November.
Remember, the 3rd of November. And so we have, in America, a pretty stark thing going on. And so I'm going to actually publish this video now so that you guys can get our opinions on it. We have an election in America, and my friend Lee Barrett here from the Barrett channel, we're on a trip here in China. Gaoling, right?
Gaoling. In Xi'an.
In Xi'an, and we are about as far removed from American politics as you can be, except for our phones. And I'm just curious, what are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen tomorrow, 24 hours from now?
Well, I'm sort of worried. I think there's going to be things kicking off in the States because you've got Trump, who's like, it's kind of whatever's happening, he's going to declare himself the winner.
Yeah.
And I think there's a divide coming into American politics now, which is like a chasm.
Yeah.
And I worry that, violence is going to start because the two sides are so against each other. There's such a gap and a divide.
Do you think that, how long do you think, first of all, the divide can heal, or do you think that, how long do you think it's going to take?
I think it could be a long road. I think you've got to get the right person. I don't even know whether Biden's the right person to do that.
Yeah.
I think the damage that I see Trump has done in that, I think it's going to take a lot of years to repair that damage.
How about from a perspective of where we are right now? Like, we're in China, we're living as expats here, and how do you think the repercussions of what's happening all the way in America are affecting people like us and people on the other side of the world?
Well, I think it's affecting the whole world.
Wow.
America was seen as the kind of international country that led things, and Trump's pulled America out of all of those organisations, the WHO and other, the Paris Climate Accord. And I think that sends a big message to the rest of the world, I really think it's a very negative thing, and I think it's going to have repercussions for a long time.
What's your prediction of the actual election? Do you think that he's going to win? Do you think that it's going to be really close and there's going to be some time counting, or what do you think?
I think it's going to be close because although I think from my perspective, I can't understand anybody who'd want to vote for Trump after all what he's done.
Yeah.
But it seems he has this massive core of loyal followers, and that's kind of scary for me.
Well, the crazy thing is, if you're like I think we have similar viewpoints, I guess, very similar. And if you're on our side, we see a completely different picture than the people on the other side.
When I lived in the UK, you kind of, being out of the UK as an expat, you see things very differently when you've left the country. When you're there, because you're surrounded by a different set of people, you actually see it very differently to what you do when you come out to that and look in on it, And
these people, actually, a lot of these people that are Trumpians, let's call them Trumpians, have never left their community. They don't know what the real world is actually like. They only see what's in front of them. Yeah. And the media that brainwashes. I don't like to use the word brainwash because they use that on China all the time, but that's what it is.
But don't you think everybody is that way? I mean, we're in a bubble. Like we're in a bubble.
You're in a bubble. We're in a less of a bubble than people that are stuck and never had a passport, because I know that you've been around the world. I don't know.
I've traveled.
But I've been just about everywhere, and I've seen the poor people in Cambodia to the rich people in Japan to the United States to Mexico to Canada, Europe to Russia to whatever, and the only people that actually look and think the way that the Americans do, that Trumpians do, is that group of people in the United States.
They seem to be, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying, because you know what, sometimes I feel like I'm falling into that us and them thing, and it's frustrating.
The division has been made by the politicians and the mainstream media in the United States and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and India and France, and all of these places have said, well, it's us or them, and then you get somebody like Trump that has, like, the guy, Everybody thinks he's an idiot, but he's smart enough to be able to rise to the top and divide people and make himself sort of a demigod in the eyes of all of these people. And it's not just the uneducated. There's educated people out there. But just because I've known lots of lawyers, just because you pass the bar doesn't mean you're a brain surgeon. So they're manipulated easily, and I think that's what his core is. I'm going to make your life better. I'm going to make it like it was. You're going to have a house and a white picket fence just like you did in the 50s. It's never going to happen.
Not as easy as
but
that.
he makes these people think that's going
I
to happen.
I think, Trump supporters, I have come across some very intelligent people who think Trump is a great strategist. And I look at that and I think, I can't
Empathize.
I can't see how they can say that.
Yeah.
Just look at what he's done,
So just because I'm going to publish this tonight. Yeah, as soon as I get home.
Anybody that doesn't drink alcohol you can't trust them.
What do you think it's going to be? Do you think he's going to win the vote in the beginning and then it's going to shift? Do you think he's going to lose in the beginning? Do you think? Well, what are your predictions for the next 24 hours?
I think Biden's going to win. I think Trump's going to come in there and say we're taking it into court. Just the scenario is already played out in the media. I think the media is actually pretty right on in understanding what's going on. I think that Biden's going to win in the long run, but there's going to be a lot of fight, and it's going to divide the country, and there's going to be a lot of people that are still on Trump's side, and Trump is going to hold political power in a whole, about 28% of the American people are going to hold on to Trump, and he's going to be an influence in the United States for years to come.
What about, you asked me a question earlier, you said, do you think anybody's going to die? Do you think that there's going to be violence?
I think there's going to be violence, yes.
What about you? What do you think the election is going to be in 24 hours? And
I personally think that Biden's going to get a win.
Yeah.
However, I think that Trump will do everything in his possible power.
He already has.
To try and make it seem as though Biden hasn't won.
Yeah.
And he will want to stay in the White House, Trump will, and he will do, everything in his power to achieve that, whether that's saying the votes are fraudulent. He'll just throw the kitchen sink at it to try and stay in power because he's got a vested interest in doing that.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of problems if he's out clean,
Well,
and
he may go to jail.
Yeah, he's going to make a big mess of things. And he, do you guys realize what he's doing by disrupting and saying that votes don't matter and this and that? He's messing things up for decades to come, years to come, elections to come. I mean, it's not, he's not thinking about anything but himself. It's very selfish.
People, he's in it for himself.
Yeah.
He's in it to win it.
Yeah.
Hey? He's a reality person.
And
he's damaging U.S. democracy, basically.
Yeah.
He's like ignoring.
There's a lot of people out there that say democracy was bullshit anyway. America is not really a democracy and everything. And I think that corruption is the problem, and that and then manipulation is the problem. But democracy has a lot going for it if it runs cleanly, and then you could be a good loser or a sore loser.
Yeah.
But it's brought racism
to the forefront.
It's always been in the back. Well, that's not politically correct. We can't talk about racism. We can't be racist. But now, because of Trump, it's politically correct in certain areas of the United States to be a racist.
It's good. In some circles.
Yeah, but he threw them back into the 1960s.
All right. What do you think? I asked Lee about this. What do you think the repercussions for you? Living in China as an expat, do you feel like the ripples from what's going on in America could hit you in any way?
I don't. As a Canadian, I don't think it's going to touch me at all. Yeah. It might touch you as an American in the long run.
Visa laws.
But as a Canadian, I think I'm exempt from anything except because my name is not Michael.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. No, you see, the American people on the ground and the Chinese government had said that if you do this to our people, we may do this to your people. It's all political back and forth, and I can understand why they do that, because there has to be repercussions. That you can't just sit back on your laurels and say, well, these guys are screwing with us, and we can't do the same to them. If they don't fight back in certain ways, and there's going to be collateral damage.
Yeah.
It's sad to say, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Only time will tell. We'll see.
But then
Yeah,
again,
it'd be a very interesting
Yeah.
night.
What a crazy year 2020 has
What a
been.
fucked up world we
What
live in.
a mess.
yeah, it is. It's bad.
I
It's
mean,
gone.
golly, and I don't see
Disaster,
things getting
I
much
believe.
better.
No.
So listen, world, take a deep breath. We'll get through this together. Take a bit of a world view. We're on the other side of the world. We have a large view. I don't want to say it's better than yours or anything. It's just different. So take what we say as a grain of salt in your decisions and your thoughts and everything, because golly, I am
Wear
very
your mask,
nervous.
Social distance.
Yeah, it's gonna
the
be
whole nine
an
yards.
interesting
Here,
few
we've already done that.
days.
Yeah.
If you take a
Life could
page
be
out
normal.
of the
Listen, what did
Chinese
we do
book.
today? We had food, we traveled around, we saw a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Life was very...
I drank
It's great.
beer.
This guy danced with vegetables. This guy danced with vegetable. The vegetable king of Gowling. The vegetable king of Gowling. The vegetable king of Gowling, you know? You didn't dance. Did you dance?
No, I don't dance.
You didn't
I'm a-
dance.
I'm
You
a-
didn't
I'm a
dance. He just drinks
Silverstone
beer. He
dance.
just drinks beer. Listen, everybody, take it easy. Whatever the election is, the world will keep on turning. The world cares nothing for you and me. So let's just try to do the best we can for each other. I'm thinking that Biden is going to win handily. I think. I would not like to be proved wrong, but I think that's going to happen. And I think whether or not, we are in store for a very, very difficult period of time between election and inauguration.
Yeah, that's pretty scary because
Yeah.
he's got, unlike the UK where the government pretty much has to sort of get out of town the day after. It's not like that in the US, and I just worry that he's going to sort of scourge the bloody world in the
Yeah.
next 2 months, you know.
Yeah. It's whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa. I wasn't looking.
I'm a little afraid that he's
Looking
going to
at your
scourge the ground with his face. Sorry about that, Lee.
That's all right,
I
man,
took a
I'm good.
detour. Anyways, I don't know. I'm talking to a lot of friends. There's a lot of people I know that think Donald Trump is going to pull one off, and they're happy about it. And I don't think it's any secret that I am not interested in that result. But take a deep breath. JaYoe. We'll see.
Take care.
Bye-bye.